all of this is actually not playing by the rules of trading. So here we have the lower highs, right? Lower high, 954. We're not trading here. Here you have lower highs being picked up. Lower, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, lower high. Professional entry on what is right here. When you shorted, this was your professional entry to get in. This is your attempted fake breakout. It could look like a trap, a bear trap. They actually executed. I actually entered here on the contracts on SPX at 10.5. I sold them at 15.5 here. So this little thing gave me $500 a contract times 10, about $5,000 on these. And this is about patience. It's nothing else. Now that we know that this was a fairly important level here, it's good to draw this level here. And it's also crucial that you draw this level here. So now you know the levels of resistance. You have 477. I'm sorry, this is SPY, but same concept on SPX. If I was to grab the rectangle, it's the same concept here. I'm not using anything, guys. I don't have any indicators right now. Once you break this zone, we're going to go much higher on SPY. You're going to test the high here. So now, I mean, here, this was an entry. So far, honestly, we had a couple of entries here on SPY. I did play this right here. Same concept, right? We have a bunch of X indecision candles. Here you had like you can call it maybe an ascending triangle, but it looked more like a bear flag. I was expecting actually a dump here. And now you see here what they did is basically they came back to this level to make sure it's real, to make sure that this pump here was not fake. And now we're going to watch consolidating this level right here between these two levels. We're going to watch consolidation until it breaks this 477.16. If it breaks this level, 476.82, most likely you can go short and you'll be okay. So that's what I saw on SPY. Same thing on SPX. I played actually SPX, not SPY. Yeah, here you go. And identical what I drew here on SPY is what I have here. It's the same thing. Lower, I entered here, sold here. This level was drawn before this. So literally, I sold right here at 15.5. And then I played calls to the upside from here, from 1.5 to 3.7. And that's just trusting yourself, trusting your levels and what you're doing. And this worked like a charm.
Look at this flag. MU just broke.
I'm sorry, which one?
MU just broke.
Okay. Yep, I see MU. So here's MU on the orbs. So here, rejected the orb high, came back for a retest. This is, okay, do you guys understand what the value area is? Like this and this? Does everybody on the call understand what this is?
Can you go over the, which areas again?
This value area, the blue shaded area.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, good. So the rule is the professional traders, and I think I posted for you guys like the rules of volume profile that I use. I believe I gave you guys the 9 rules. I posted it. Does anyone remember?
I don't think I've seen that.
No worries. I have it here. Yep. So it needs to break this level right here. If it takes out this low right here, we can go short. That's it. It looks like it might. I think it's going to go here. Might not be bad to grab SPY puts here. Wow. SPY just had a $1 billion order at 476.71. Huge order on SPY. My favorite setup for the rest of the day is here. I don't know which way it's going to go, but I'll play it both ways. So this is your Facebook. Previous day highs right here at 352. Previous lows right here. So I'm watching these levels right now to see how we do it. And you guys can see why I'm drawing these levels here. This is where consolidation is trying to happen on the bottom side. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not getting played by any of it. So here's Nvidia. I still think it's gonna go. Qs can't hold a VWAP, so that's. Fauci says early data suggests Omicron will have lower hospitalization to case ratios.
There goes SPY.
Yep, just broke. Yep, SPY broke. So if you're not into puts, might not be a bad idea to get some.
Okay, I see what you mean by the professional entry. So on the 3-minute candle, I got in at the bottom. I probably should have waited for it to test the bottom of that triangle again.
Are you talking about here? So there it goes. I mean, if you got this, you probably are up at least 10% on this.
Can you look at the triangle I drew in the chat? Is that like valid?
Let me see. No, that's a perfect triangle, dude. I mean, you did it longer than I did, right? So if I delete all this,
Yeah.
which is better, the more touches you get. I was playing smaller pumps, you're playing longer. So now, how do you know where it's going? It's simple, right? Here you go. If you got in on that break where we talked about, your stop loss should be around here, 477.03. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what I was saying is, I got in on the third candle,
Right here?
so that one, and I was saying I should have waited for it to the next candle to maybe retest the bottom of that triangle, then get in.
Yeah, usually you want to, if this happens, like it happened here, usually when this happens like this, you find the buyers, you want to get in on the break right here. And I mean, obviously it would have worked out either way. You should be up at least 20% by now.
Yeah, I got out at like 13%. I'm just
Yep,
playing
there
super
you go.
safe today.
No, that's okay. That's 13% is a 13% you didn't have yesterday. So MU is running, guys. MU is still going. There goes SPY, guys. If you took this trade, you should be up more than 25% right here. Here's a prime example of support and resistance. So this was, remember guys, this was the resistance on Nvidia. So here was a consolidation here. It broke. That was the level I was telling you guys for the calls. And it went. Now, every time that this happens, it's going to come back and retest to make sure that there's buyers. And now it's testing. If it breaks this, this is also an easy short. So something to watch. Here goes Facebook trying to do something. So we can check why SPY is bouncing here. The clouds closed here, nothing here. 475.88 will be very, very important for SPY. If it breaks 475.89, I guess 475.88, we're going to flush. And we could flush all the way down to 465.45. So it has 473 in between and then 465. So I would definitely watch this double bottom. Microsoft. MU is trying to bounce again. Microsoft, yes, this would be a double bottom. I would not take this right here, just FYI. I would not take this here. I'll show you a trick. Here's Microsoft inverted chart. So I just flipped the chart just to see how it looks. Back to normal. If it reclaims or below, I would definitely touch it. So here you go. There's some wicks showing up here. When did Microsoft get to 341? I hate the half contracts. I don't like playing half contracts, but be my guess. Here goes Nvidia on a test again of this level, guys. Nvidia might be ready to go down. If the Qs break 399.84, this is an easy short. Somebody asked me earlier on SPY, why did you say the level? I think it was 477. This is why. 477.19. Drew, are you watching? Okay, so this is actually almost a bearish money shot. It dropped below the cloud. It came back, then it attempted again. I said the short would be 477.19 earlier, if you guys remember, if you look in the chat. So this was a really, really good level to get in on SPY here. That's where I scooped it up. And the more you become like a robot, the better it will be. Okay, so Microsoft just broke. Remember I said I would not trust it just yet. I think it has to go revisit some levels below right here. Watch Nvidia here. Okay, so VIX is trying to reclaim. So if you look at VIX here, what is it doing? Anyone? Okay, so pattern recognition again. We had if you had these two up, if you had SPY and this up, look, this one is making an ascending triangle, touching the top. This one here, if you look at SPX, was on the top, touching the bottom. Those are the clues that you're looking in for the market to tell you what's going on, right? So this was a perfect clue. If you had these next to each other, VIX, if you had this one and you had the SPY here, this is a perfect clue here earlier. Look, on top of the side, you had an ascending symmetrical triangle here on the left. On SPX, broke down. At the same time, you had a symmetrical triangle that was touching the top and it broke up. For me, honestly, there's no easier way to trade it than these. A lot of people use, you can use your inside bar, outside bar, IBs, OBs, and that's totally okay. And this also reflected that if you're looking at it, right? So by the rules of trading, this is your master candle right here. This guy right here is your master candle. right here. This is your master candle. You play both sides of this. If it goes down below, and I don't know what's your strategy on IB and OB, but here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars on 3 minutes. We're inside this master candle. Once this broke, this is easy money. Every freaking day, you're going to make money on this. And then it came back here, tried to retest, failed. And now it's probably going to go into the bear flag mode. And then we confirm it with the bigger breadth market indicator to see what's going on here on ad. We're positive 244. That's chop zone. We got to be above 700 to actually see some continuation on stocks. So not really bullish yet. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. So as expected, Nvidia holding that level for dear life. Okay, SPY is setting up another triangle here. So here's your clues here. If you're trying to scalp, master candle here, you break below this candle, you short it, 476.55, same here. And I'm just giving you guys naked trading lessons here and IBs and patterns. It goes up, you go up, break that level, and you're watching it. I wanted to short Tesla today right here. This was a short level on Tesla, 1084, all the way to 1069. Yeah, it was an easy money in Tesla that I was not paying attention to. So this actually might be not a bad play here on Tesla coming up. I would take it long over this level right here. But just keep in mind, today is today Wednesday? Wednesday, we have a couple of days for the new year. Some news on Tesla also coming out that Elon filed his last piece. So over 1080, I wouldn't mind taking this long actually. So this was a pretty nice bounce. It's actually ABCD pattern that's executing. So if you go here, 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 if it breaks this flag, does anyone know where it goes? I want to see if you guys remember. How do you find the target of ABCD pattern?
It would be the top of that first trend line, yeah.
Your way to find it, yes, is the length of A to B. A to B equals C to D. So the way you find that is using fibs. You can grab this. Your next target is 1053. That's where most likely Tesla is going to end up today, unless some news come up or pumping or whatever happens to the market. There goes SPY. Simple again. We're waiting for that candle to break here to switch to calls. We're watching this. You guys see this? What's this candle called here?
Is it a dragonfly doji?
Yep. Blue doji. And now here, for a second, you had a gravestone doji, which usually follows one by another, not making higher highs here. It's a very bearish sign. And yeah, let's see. Drew, but just FYI for you. So, and for others. So I'm using, okay, let me delete a bunch of shit so you guys are not like, whoa. This is Keltner channels, right? Eventually, I'm going to teach you guys these. I just need you to understand the basics first. You guys have a good developer that's working on something to put this into TradingView for you guys. But here are the Keltner channels, right? So here's a top cloud. The purple is the day cloud. Then you have the 4 hours, which is the green one. And then you have the orange one, which is the weekly cloud. When something is in the cloud like this, do we trade? Nope. You're never going to get an action out of this. Whenever there's a room between the clouds, you guys see this level? Why is it important here? There's space right here. Still in a cloud, but there's more space. There's space here, and then there's space here. But watch now. There's a shitload of space right here. If this was to dump below this level right here, professional trading would be here. 4728 breaks. This is going all the way down to 4661. Does that make sense? And below that, you have a bigger X. And then I will bet my life that it would take something significant now to get it below this level right here. And I don't care who says what from Twitter or whatnot. It would take something significant to drop it below here, 4507. And then if it does drop, not saying that it can't, I just said it would take significant. 4364, which would be about 436 on SPY, is going to be a strong bounce, very strong bounce on this. So the clouds they're not actually time periods. They're based on Keltner channels. Keltner channels use ATRs instead of using like Bollinger Bands. Use standard deviations, right? I have a piece that can tell me if there's a squeeze going on. I don't turn them on here yet, but this uses ATR. So for instance, this cloud is based on the weekly Keltner channels. So it gives me the weekly ATR that's calculated. And trust me, there's a lot of code here that calculates these levels, about 308 lines of code that put it together. So I can't explain everything that it does because it will take me a couple of days. But it does consider the averages. It looks at the volume profile to make sure the volume is agreeing with this, and it plots these lines every day. The 4-hour chart is the 4-hour Kelt is the intraday Kelt, and you guys can see here. I mean, it's been above this Kelt for some time. It's actually time that we're going to probably go down on ES here. Right now, you guys see the color of this gray cloud or green cloud, which is the same one as this guy right here. You guys see that it's actually closed. You see the shading of the clouds a little bit darker. So it got in. It's probably going to go to again 4772 and maybe reject there. Unless if it breaks 476.84, you can scout it for some calls, but just be careful. MACD is agreeing with this move on three minutes, and if you look at this one right here, I mean, look from here. Like there's actually no momentum on MACD. MACD is telling you that there's a divergence happening here. So there's a high chance that we might be going to like 475-ish this week. Okay, SPY is going to attempt to break that and go towards the 477.19 here. Nvidia is holding this level like a champ. Okay, and for you that are on a call, here goes SPY. You don't need 50 trades. The way I grew my first account was literally this. I would literally play, but when I have a setup like this, like obviously I traded it from the bottom here. I would load up 90% of my account with 10% OCO bracket, and I'll literally load up right here and play it. My contract went, from 10.5 to 15 here. If you put in your account, let's say on SPY, you put 2K on these puts, you probably would have made about 80, 100%. Now your account's doubled, 4%. I mean, 100% double. Now, if you have 2K, now you got 4K. And then the next day, you still use 2K because now you got 2K profit. And then you just keep growing it. Once you 10K, you take 2K and put them in your bank account and put the rest back into the market. Does that make sense? And I'm just giving you ideas how to grow it. I mean, you don't have to do what I do, but that's the best way to actually grow your accounts. Yeah, one of the accounts that I have, I grew it when I was in trading alphas from 1K to 22K. I think it was 9 weeks. Playing the same pattern, literally playing the same patterns every day. The consolidation that I showed you guys in training, it's the same setup here that I'm waiting for. If this doesn't happen, I don't take a trade. That's okay. I'll just hop on call and wait for tomorrow. I don't need a trade. I'm waiting for a trade, and that doesn't mean I'll get it. So this is one you're waiting. I forgot to check up, and I was not in it. Okay, so this was easy money today. Look at this level here, 99.89. I believe it was a VPOC or something there, or something was there. I remember a really important level, and it popped. Do you guys know what this is called? Could be. It's called, yeah. No, it's right. It's a rounded bottom. So here we're watching this level over 104. High chance is going to go to about 102 level. So now you can watch this here and see how we do here. But here, I mean, you have a nice trend line. I am very, very bullish on this stock, guys. And I use it as well just because they're like, I don't have to give them, like, I bought a PC and they gave me like no interest for 6 months. And I'm like, okay, why would I give you cash when I can take that 36 and make it 10 in trading? How would I give you my cash for, for no reason when you're giving me cash for free? But that's exactly what I did. And I paid off the PC the same day, but using that money. So here's, again, Nvidia is holding here and Microsoft struggling. Apple was so easy to short. Hopefully somebody caught it today. Did anyone catch this? This was a beauty on short. You had the POC, you had the VWAP, and the Orb 50. 3 points right here, guys. There's no reason right here not to take this. There's just no reason not to take this here. And you guys see how, I'm sorry, but see how the importance of the 1618, it's super, super important. That's your inverse of the 618.